Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life very much on your own terms. Special shout out to every single person that supports us on Patreon. Quick commercial break. We appreciate, love you so much, and everyone who supports us through PayPal as well and helps us to keep this conversation going. Our people aren't awakening, they're already awake, and this story proves it. Shout out to the person who actually shared this story with me. And it's something that I haven't seen. Well, I don't even watch the news, so you guys, I'd even be lying if I told you I haven't seen it anywhere because I don't look anywhere. But the Dutch king and queen were actually confronted by an angry group of protesters on a visit to a slavery museum in South Africa. They had not actually even gone there to, to make any speeches or to right any wrongs. I mean, I guess they went to look at what their ancestors did. One of the people who was actually giving them the guided tour said maybe they came to exorcise some ghosts. I don't know. Why do you think they even went to do this? So anyway, let me tell you what happened. So angry protesters in Cape Town confronted the king and queen of the Netherlands on Friday, which was just at the end of, I think it was just at the beginning of, I don't know. The story was written on October 20th, so sometime, I think it was last week, whenever, where as they visited a museum that traces part of their country's 150-year involvement in slavery in South Africa. Wilhelm, Alexander, and Maxima were leaving the Slave Lodge building in central Cape Town when a small group of protesters representing South Africa's First Nations group, the earliest inhabitants of the region around Cape Town, surrounded the royal couple and shouted slogans about Dutch colonizers stealing land from their ancestors. They were demanding reparations, and they were dressed like warriors, family. You know, here they put it, I'm reading the Associated Press, they're putting it like they were in animal skin. They were in their traditional warrior outfits. They came with the ancestors. They didn't even come alone, family. And this is powerful for me. This is so powerful. So, I mean, the police had to get involved and they were being pushed, they were being pushed back and forth. And, Maxima and what's his name? Willem Alexander were quickly put into the car and sped off. But of course, this caught the imagination of the people. And the Netherlands actually colonized the southwestern part of South Africa in 1652. And through the Dutch era, India Trading Company, the same as British East African Trading Company, that's how they came, family. They came with corporations and they're ending this crap with corporations. Stories for the days. So they actually controlled the Dutch Cape Colony for more than 150 years. And before the British took over, and there's been a lot of complications, family. But, it's interesting that this happened. It's interesting. There's so much I'm making for this. First of all, that they came silently already shows you that these so-called Muzungu royal families are feeling the heat. Maybe they came on a reconnaissance mission to try and see what can we do, because Europe is passing away. Family, I read somewhere like, I think Italy or some European country had not had a birth in like 3 months. Not one child born. Like there's a lot going on in Europe that they're covering up by making us focus on all these distractions, wars and rumors of wars. Bob Marley told us, family. Nuclear this, wars this, war mongering. So the fact that they snuck in, I would like to say they snuck into the country and then went to the so-called slave lodge, shows you that even their own locals don't have power. Because as much as we know that the Mzungus control Cape Town financially, they own all the, vineyards and all the nice stuff, it shows you that they've lost control of the narrative. They don't have control of the energy of the atmosphere. I don't know if a red carpet was rolled out. If you're from South Africa, let me know. Was there like a big welcoming? Did Ramaphosa go and welcome them into the country? And for me, this also shows me The Mzungu lacks the cultural sensitivity to know when something is no longer in their favor because there's too much information out there now. If the world is built on narratives and group consciousness, the group consciousness of the Africans on the motherland is sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're sick of the slavery narrative. They're sick of the colonization narrative. They want justice. They don't want to see those faces. They don't want to hear those stories. They're done. And it just keeps bubbling up. It will be interesting to see what happens to, or what, I don't know when you'll be watching this. It's been released already on Patreon before Charles lands in the country, but it will be interesting to see what kind of reception Charles gets. Because we are in a new season and a new life. That book of life has entered. That story is over, family. That story is running on empty. And it may even reach a point where they won't even be able to step foot in South Africa, let alone visit the slave lodge. What do you think? Do you think it was, I mean, now that we're discussing this, I'd love to hear your opinion. Does it matter that they didn't take a speech, they made a speech or they didn't make a speech? I feel it's because they were probably briefed on it won't be popular unless you're willing to say sorry. And I've already told you, they will never say sorry. In fact, I'll do a whole other episode on that. Because sorry means, okay, you've done it, you've admitted your wrongs, now pay up. And Babylon is still using the money they're taking from the motherland, so they don't have anything to pay up with. But it shows you that the winds of time have changed, family. Before, Wilhelm, King and Queen of Netherlands, would have been shoved down the African throats. There would have been heavy police presence as they walked into the slave lodge. And the descendants of those who are of the remains of those who are in the slave lodge would have to watch the grandchildren of the torturers of their ancestors come and take a look around at the dead bones. We're in a new time. The internet and information has changed everything. If you're still ignorant about who you are, who your people are, it's all on you. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you have a unique product or service that you would like to advertise to our very unique audience, get in touch. Dr. Mumbi at drmumbishow.com. TUKO, PAMOJA.